What up, peoples? So welcome back to another Thursday where I tell you a tale, which makes it Thursday Tales. So I want to talk to you about how I create, what is my muse per se, and how I go about getting behind the camera and or picking up a pen and creating. So my different ways of actually creating art or just creating a medium for art is one through film and editing. It was actually my second love of creating once I got my mom's Toshiba laptop and saw that there was a video editing software already on it. I took a bunch of photos from my 15th birthday party at the ice skating ring and just a couple other photos from my high school friends and put them all together on a track to Kanye West, one of his songs, and it actually, a lot of people liked it. I was pretty pleased with it, and I just had a lot of fun doing it, and that's when that love started. Another medium is through photography, and then another one is through writing, which is actually my first love. So writing has always been just something I've done to get what's inside of me out, what's going on through my mind, or what dream just kind of stuck in my mind after I woke up. Sometimes I like to try to force myself to stay asleep if the dream is such a good storyline, because I want to keep living it. I want to see what happens. So that doesn't always work, but when the dream really sticks with me, I write it down. I write it out exactly how I remember it in my dream, which is kind of fun in and of itself, because it's just like my mind just really told me a whole new story, and I'm trying to capture it down in my own words. And sometimes it's tedious because my brain goes faster than me writing, but I prefer pen to paper over typing. Not any day, but just the feel of pen to paper is a lot more cathartic and just connective than typing at a computer. Try to prove me wrong. But that's my first love. As of right now, photography is my way of capturing someone else's story. That is my business, byLadyBug, is being there to make sure that your story is captured and solidified in these little moments, and that you can go back and tell your story to someone else or just to relive that story. And that is where my passion comes from in photography, because it's not my story, but I get to see yours, and I love a good story. So I'm grateful when you hire me to capture those moments. As for film and writing, I use those mediums to tell my own stories. Not many people have read my actual writing aside from teachers and my family members when I have an assignment or when I have actually written out my dreams and I get really excited about the story and I have my family read it. I'm not the best when it comes to grammar and comma placement, so my big sister is a really good person there to correct me with that and to get me to get in my mindset of what the flow of the story is and what the voice of the story and the rhythm. My mom, knowing that I love to write and am a fairly decent writer, she would have me write things out to convey my emotions to her from time to time, or if I was in trouble and I had to apologize, I had to write it out first. Which, wasn't the worst punishment in the world. But unfortunately, not a lot of people outside of my own circle have read my work. One person outside of my circle happened upon my story while I was at work, and let me tell you, I was really I was shocked, one, that he sat there and read it, and two, that he would even dare to read it. Like, who just read someone else's work unprovoked? But he did, and he enjoyed the story that I wrote, and I was like, oh, cool. So it's not just my family, it's not just a bias, or that was just the one-off kind of story that captured his moment while he was supposed to be at work, doing work like I was. So I want to actually get more of my writings out there in the world. And that is a goal that I am working on accomplishing. I have not put like a timeline on that goal. It is just a life goal that I want to have my writing work published in some form, medium, or concept. When it capturing stories in motion, however, it excites me like no other. I love being behind the camera. one summer, my mom was able to sign me up for a summer camp with a media background on a local college campus, and that's when I solidified my love for being behind the camera. They tried to put me in front of the camera. I was not for that, even though I'm doing it now. It's not my favorite thing to do, but being behind the camera, tops. Love it. And just being able to create from like your eye point of view and then going back and editing it. I know mainly most movies and films, the camera people are one thing and an editor is a wholly separate thing, but I love being both. But if I can't be both, I will take being the editor, especially when I can trust the camera person to get what they got, get the shot, and then it's all on me to edit it, and I love it. I wish my software had a better place to kind of hold it all together, but that's neither here nor there. Like I said before, I learned that I love film and editing when I got my mom's Toshiba laptop and got to work on that first video. But then in college, I was able to create a music video. Oh my goodness. That was literally one of the projects for my video production class, was taking a song and putting in full storyline to it. And it was me and 2 other classmates working on this video to Call Me by some artist I do not remember, and it was so much fun. I got my friends to be the actors, and then they got their friends to fill in the other roles, and it was just a lot of fun. I was the main editor on that project, where my classmates, they were the directors and the producers on that end, and of course they had their say. Being a producer and a director, they had their say in the editing process as well. I used Final Cut Pro for that project. And it was just, it was a lot. There was that one, and then there was one I did kind of solo dolo with Madonna Vogue. That song is ingrained in my mind in a way that I wish I could erase, but that's what happens when you edit a music video. You hear the song over and over again. You hear clips of a song over and over again, and it gets you get a little crazy, just a little bit. But that's when I realized I love the art of storytelling via film. And I have even tried to create my own music videos, and I say try because I captured all the footage, and then a lot happened. But I love telling story in motion, and I have no plans of quitting anytime soon. That being said, as everyone knows, there is a movement, there is a change that is being demanded in this world right now, and I want to create something for that. That is how I get my inspiration. Like I said before, I get inspiration from my dreams. I find inspiration in hearing other people's stories, and then I just have inspiration that comes from me from God, where he just drops a little nugget in my mind. It's just like, what about that? Or just in a quiet space where he's just like, here's this little cloud of ideas, pull something from it. And it's always great, but sometimes I don't have the people, the willing and able people to bring this art to fruition. So that being said, I do have ideas that are encouraging and in support of hashtag Black Lives Matter, and I wish to bring them to fruition sooner rather than later. So if you see this video and you want to be a part of that, please let me know. Put it in the comments, send me an email, DM me. My email is contact@byladybug.com, or you can go on Instagram and DM me at photographyladybug and let me know, and then I can let you know 2 of the projects that I want to work on sooner rather than later, especially since it's summer. It's nice out. There will be good opportunities to shoot outside, and of course I will give you all the credit. I can't afford to pay you because times are hard, but I want to be able to create this. So I'm excited to bring that to fruition, and I just don't want the creativity that God gives me to lay dead in my hands or in my mind, and that is why I'm pushing forward to trying to actually give my creations to the world, give my art to the world, and just seeing what happens from it. If it motivates somebody, if it encourages somebody, if it makes somebody smile, if it makes somebody think, or if it just gives representation to somebody, and even if it enrages somebody, you can't please them all, and It's a hard lesson for some people to learn, but we gotta learn it. Can't please everybody, but we can always just hope that we're working towards the betterment of everybody. And so hit me up if you want to be a part of a future byLadyBug production. I would be excited to work with you. So that is how I create. If you want to create with me, let me know. In the meantime, I hope you had a great Thursday and an even better Friday. Bye.